everyone and welcome to the Captain's Video Blog. We are Thursday, April the 28th, 2016, and unlike yesterday's video blog where I filmed around 4:30 p.m., now it's 11 p.m., almost midnight. My dog is looking at me weird, like he isn't used to hearing me speak English. Despite the fact that he obviously is. I mean, I do those videos every day. Maybe he doesn't like me speaking English. You know, very patriotic and stuff. Yeah, I took it upon myself to translate an anime episode, obviously from the English subtitles, because I mean, I understand what's going on, but I wouldn't say for the life of me that I can translate from Japanese. The thing that's taking most time, incidentally, you know, because when you're translating from English, you don't have to worry about the timing and all that, because I do the subtitles for my gameplay videos, and I know that timing is a lot, you know, and when I say a lot, it's a terrible, horrible part of the process, because, well, I mean, you have to know where to cut off the subtitles, you know, like you cannot translate sentences upon sentences upon sentences at once. That's ridiculous. So yeah, when you have already the timing done, you only have to, you know, kind of watch the episode at the same time, just so that you can see the context, like because, and I mean especially in French, when you have two forms for the second person, you know, you have two forms of you, the thing that the English and the English language hadn't had since, like I don't know, maybe the 16th or the 17th century. You know, the difference between the singular second person, you know, the informal, the one you can use with everyone, and the plural version of the second person, which has become commonplace in English. You know, you was the plural. You addressed everyone as you, because now suddenly the English have had a broom, you know, stuck up far up their asses for a long time, and it won't budge, basically. So yeah, now what's taking the most time is the encoding, because it took me some time to find the right software to do it, you know, because I mean, I use AGSub to check that the subtitles go well, you know, to check for I don't know, errors, to replace some things like the title of the episode, or do the karaoke. Obviously I'm not going to do the karaoke right now, because, well, first, what I understand of Japanese is very low, and you know, you gotta have some poetic sense to do an accurate karaoke. Also, I saw some tutorials over how to do karaoke on AGSub, and it looks awfully complicated, and the only thing I wanted to do was do the subtitles, because I think that most of the teams that translate it into my language, I won't say all, because one only releases in high 10p, which is you know, the scourge of everyone who's watching anime on a computer that's more than 5 years old, which is my case, or also on a phone, which is also my case more than often. So yeah, can judge that on them, because you know, at the end of the day, it all comes down to re-encoding. If I download some high 10p content, I have to re-encode it into, you know, an 8-bit MP4 file, because you know, just so that I don't have to spend several minutes just trying to watch 10 seconds of an episode, as I experienced, like, first with Anohana, and then with the second season of Tsuharu Kagaku no Railgun. So yeah, but I mean, depending on how the teams do their work for the next episode, you know, episode 3 that should be out by now, I will either stop or continue until the end. You know, sometimes you just do the stuff yourself, and I mean, obviously when you have the whole episode subbed, you probably don't want to watch it because suddenly if something is wrong. Well, that's the whole thing to do again. I do understand that it takes a lot a lot of time, a lot of, you know, mental preparation to be ready to get some criticism, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't own up to it. Like, I've been criticizing a team's work for translating from 4chan's subtitles, and I mean, in itself, it's not bad. The quality is okay. The only problem I have with that was that they always say that they translate straight from Japanese, and obviously at this point they didn't, and also that they chose an English version that wasn't the complete English version. So yeah, and people were saying that I shit on them. No, I don't shit on them. I shit on what they've done this particular time, and I could go at length with what is wrong. You know, like, I've done some choices that one could think aren't suitable for like start of the Industrial Revolution time era Japan in the language, but yeah, I will own up to this, and fuck, I mean, the only people who are going to see that are me and a friend who is supposed to be, you know, kind of my guinea pig for that. I don't know if that even is a saying in English, because I know that it is in French, but I don't think that it is in English. Like, he will be my test subject for the subtitles, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, the whole day was just a slow burn, because as you remember, yesterday I was in Montpellier, and I came back, and you know, unlike what people should do when they come back from a place where they've done stuff and kind of are tired, what they should do is go to sleep early. Except me, I wanted to take a shower, and I also wanted to stay in front of my computer. So what took precedence? Staying in front of my computer. I took the shower at around 4 in the morning. Yeah, that's going to be good. And then I went to sleep around 6 in the morning. And you know, just like what you think, it's not a good thing to do. Yeah, especially considering that now it's almost midnight. I haven't eaten yet, and I have to leave with my parents tomorrow at 6 a.m. to go to Andorra, because I don't know why we have to leave so early, but yeah, today has been, you know, just pandemonium. I spent the whole day, and I mean not here, I mean in Andorra. I spent the whole day watching weather webcams of the road towards Andorra, and in the town we used to go. You know, we usually go to make to run some errands, because, you know, that's the kind of thing you do, I would guess. That was weird. And so there was a lot, and I mean, I wouldn't say fog, it's just clouds, because it's at 2,000 meters of altitude. And one webcam went out for the whole day. When you went up again, you could see like 20 meters, maybe 30 meters of the road, and then it was all white. And there is snow, which is pretty weird at this time of the year in the northern hemisphere, because I would guess that in the southern hemisphere at 2,000 meters of altitude, you would expect some snow at the end of April, because it's the middle of the autumn, and that's kind of the thing. Yeah, I've received a mail from my professor who got snitched. Who someone snitched on me, sending a mail to him. I'm like, okay, well, that's not gonna stop until I'm done, huh? Also, I've been until I spent most of my evening working on the subtitles. I was watching Raw, and it was a pretty solid episode. On the one hand, it does look like we're going to see the end of Shane McMahon running Raw. It looks like it's going to be back to the Authority. At the same time, it does very much so look like it could be the beginning of another brand split. And with John Cena coming, I don't know when is Memorial Day. Like in France, Memorial Day was literally last Sunday. In the US, it's a Monday because, of course, it's always Mondays. And I don't know. I honestly don't know. But yeah, John Cena coming back is, I think, a good thing for the WWE. Roman Reigns is supposedly a face champion. Doesn't at all hit it with the fans. And even now, even on Monday in Hartford, Connecticut, which is not to me like, doesn't sound to me like a huge town of wrestling, despite the fact that it's close to the place where the WWE is, the WWE's headquarters. They were booing him. Yeah. And also, the whole thing of I'm not the bad guy, I'm not a good guy, I'm the guy. He's been saying it every fucking show since the Raw after Mania. That's not how you do something. Like, that's why I wish we have another shitty babyface like John Cena, because at least he has some change. There's little variation here and there in his promos, which is something that Roman Reigns doesn't really get, even when the topic changes. And the new storylines, new feuds, but he will keep saying essentially the same stuff, concluding it with "believe that." Even AJ Styles, who is not the most stellar mic worker, does sound more genuine. Like when he was talking about that night in Roppongi, I was like, oh boy, what's that? Last time you were with the Bullet Club, they literally all beat you down at the demand of Kenny Omega, who is doing pretty well for himself, if I may say so myself. Yeah, and I was kind of I was half afraid that I would need to tell my friend who I'm going to spend the evening of Sunday with, because wrestling, am I right? That I would have to bother him with the Fortune Cup, until I remembered it doesn't start this weekend. I've been formatted by the Winter Cup, the draw, and then next week, the following week, there's the cup. No, it's the draw 1 week, and then another week, and the weekend is the Fortune Cup. And I want to go see the finals of the French Cup, except that the finals fall on the day of the last couple of matches of the Spring Baby Cup. Depending on how good A does, I will have some regrets, and I might even watch some virtual dive grass while at the Stade de France, watching my favorite team ever getting pounded by Paris, because no surprises in French football. But yeah, if they don't qualify, though, fuck the rest of the cup. Even more so if SP gets to qualify. Like, that will be the end of Together Forever. But I will be mad that this time SP promotes and not A. you know. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to talk about. There's wow, the time on the encoding just went by like a lot. Like at one point it was 4 hours, now it's only 2 hours, and and 4 hours was like 25 minutes ago. So that I would guess that it's pretty good. Yeah. So anyway, thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. Oh shit.